Our channel's better than yours.
Facts.
We get more views than you. We've been on less than you. We work harder than y'all. We cut our hair more than you. Like, yo, if y'all want to
We
like
get more girls than y'all.
we get more girls than y'all.
Free.
Like, if y'all really want to do this nigga preacher's married prior to a fucking beluga.
You see Myron, well, this is the fit guy. The fit guy is talking about cutting hair more. For all my ball brothers, you know, you don't throw glass, you don't throw stones at glass houses, my guy. I for the love of me cracked my ass up when I heard him come at that man's hair. Clearly they're not American, they got a different culture wherever they're in Canada, via wherever they do come from. But for this man who got the LeBron James 2020 hairline to come at that man for not cutting his hair when you have no choice but to cut your hair, because if you don't, you'll look really silly. But I did not get this man coming at the man here. And then right there, making the personal attacks, the ad hominem attacks, bringing people's wives and children and family into the conversation, you definitely already lost the battle from that aspect alone. Like, don't bring anybody's family into this conversation. You don't know what that man woman look like. But yeah, that was wild, Myron. That was wild. I guess I give my real quick take on the ad preach. I'm Fresh Fit. Some of the responses to it, O'Shea responded to Fresh and Fit, and the lead attorney's been doing several videos on the commentary on it. Not really invested in these channels or nothing like that, but it is interesting watching what's all going down. And I guess the new way people are doing YouTube with the live streams and talking about things over and over again. But yeah, it's crazy out here in these Negro YouTube streets. A lot of drama, a lot of ratchetness going on. I guess I give my take. I tapped in a little bit to I guess to get the tea a little bit, and I guess I give my take. I really didn't like O'Shea's response to, like, well, he's saying that Fresh and Fit got to go, but like I didn't like how he defended Kevin Samuels going on Vlad, but he's quickly trying to expedite getting rid of Fresh and Fit. He has personal relationships with them, I guess, so he knows more, but I still don't like the way that looks. Also saw interesting commentary from the lead attorney. It did seem like he was going in, but yeah, he was critiquing it. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing that. But I guess I can give my quick take. Alrighty, I'm trying something new, see if this works. But I guess my quick take on App and Preach. I mean, not App and Preach, but Fresh and Fit. I never really watched their content. I've seen how they were growing and getting bigger. Like, you know, obviously they did their little media run. They got hooked up with Tim Pool, which is a big thing. Which, you know, that's totally out of the realm of who he would interview. Mostly political commentators, or, you know, Democrats and Republicans and Independents. But I've seen their growth and whatnot, and their success quickly rise. But after I did watch I watched the academics one. I watched the a couple of the clips from Kevin Samuels, and my observation off the beginning was a bunch of, you know, these two dudes yelling at a bunch of thoughts and Instagram whores and you know, OnlyFans chicks. Like, they were yelling and making arguments to a bunch of low quality women, in my opinion. So I didn't see much value in watching that. Like, yeah, they doing the spiel and the rhetoric and the same old talking points, but I'm like, they, to me, looked like they were two lame ass dudes who just got some money and success real quick, and they had to fake it till they make it. And to get to that level of success that quick, there's a lot of dots and T's and I's that weren't crossed. Obviously, it's growth, right? So that's just how I took them. I never took them, like, I guess some people were paying them a lot of money for their advice and all the other stuff, and I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, niggas need dads. But I just didn't take them that seriously, and I thought they were just too, like, you can obviously tell, like, you know, what got me was when Fresh would always be yelling and kicking the chicks out, and I'm just like, well, some of the times, like, nigga, shut up, like, let them speak, like, it's your platform and all that, but, like, you know, the chick is making a point, like, you ain't gotta yell, like, and scream all the time, like, so I'm just thinking, to me, it was like, this must be their shtick, though, like, are we gonna kick these hoes out and yell at them and whatnot, rah, rah, rah. But outside of that, that's just my limited view of them. Like I recently, like within the last month, only because of the academic video. Like that's the first full video I ever watched was the academic joint. And again, I saw the clips of the other ones, and I did listen to the full Tim Pool interview or whatever. But so that's that. But I don't really care about talking about that. As far as the app and preach thing, I didn't see a problem with preach or ab, discussing what happened on the show and the inconsistencies. Like if we're men and we're all about accountability and whatnot, I don't see an issue. People were saying if you just came on my show and then you critique something that was said on the show later on, like timing doesn't matter. Like you don't know. People have videos saved and done way before time. They never uploaded them or whatever. Sometimes I do that and don't upload it because more information came out and there's no point to do it. But like I guess that if you are making money and breaking bread with these people and trying to have this united front, I guess I get that. But I didn't have a problem with them saying, like, no, I was on his show and I didn't agree with the whole paying for it or whatever. I see the Black Authority taking shots too about it. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't recommend it. It's illegal. So, yeah, like, no. Like, we're giving men best advice and best things that they should or shouldn't do. It's illegal. So, like, that's the biggest part of, like, whatever. But do I have a problem with it? It ain't mine. I do believe that you're paying for it in some shape or form. I didn't like the way the lead attorney was addressing it when he kept saying dudes are being cheap and this and that, and y'all sweating out there in the park because you don't want to spend the money, whatever. I'm like, nah, like if that's what the dude want to do, if that's how he wants to date, that's his business. It's not mine. I'm not that invested in how someone else chooses to move. I get it from a business standpoint though. When he's critiquing how they're operating with their business, I've already done the videos about black men shitting where they're eating. One of the callers did call in on the lead attorney's video and said that, they were using, he called him Harvey Weinstein. And I'm like, part of what Harvey Weinstein was doing was he was exchanging roles for sex. Like, not all of it was, rapey. A lot of it was, you want to be in this movie, you want this film, blah, blah, blah. And from the surface, if the argument is that Fresh was doing that to chicks to get on his show, that is some Harvey Weinstein shit. So I don't see the not making the correlation between the two of them. Not calling him that APARP is what y'all calling this shit on YouTube now for your algorithms. Not saying he did that, but there was a part of it that did feel like, he was trying to use his business to get the buns, right? Instead of directly just spending the money to pay for it, he went another loop and around the corner. But my biggest issue is, well, not biggest issue, but one thing I did see in this all this that I didn't like was O'Shea saying like, oh, they gotta go, they gotta get out of here. He may have some other information of that stuff gonna come out later on why he feels that way, and I get it as a business. It is hurting the business. They could, and when they start cracking down and all the other stuff, it could affect all of the male YouTubers. I get that aspect, but I think it's corny the way he's saying, nope, we got to get them out of here. They're done. But when black people, his own subscribers, like, Kevin Samuels shouldn't have went on Vlad. O'Shea defended that. And I did not like the argument that O'Shea made in his defense of that was, well, there's no black YouTubers who are at Vlad's level, so blah, 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 black men need to work harder. Like, no, this ain't got nothing to do with Vlad and his platform. It's true that we won't have anybody that way, partly because in black YouTube, when black folks get any little bit of success, we all, the camps get together and they try to take that person down. Like, that's what nigga YouTube is. Like, when they see somebody doing something successful, getting some money, there's an attack on them. There's a group of the different camps that can't do it. They attempt to tear them down or whatever. That's one of the reasons. But I thought that was lame and corny. For you to come out, nope, Fresh and Fit is messing up the business, blah, 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 they got to go. But then, like, you defended Kevin Samuels going over that. And a lot of people who felt the same way, but they're like, well, Kevin Samuels is a capitalist. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, they don't mean anything. Like, a lot of capitalists pick and choose when they want to be moral, when they want to have integrity. Capitalists will say, well, we're not going to put our business in Atlanta because of y'all voter suppression laws, which is bull. But we'll go to another state. The irony of that is they went to a state that was white and black people lost money in that. But I'm saying that was an example of people pick and choose, companies pick and choose when they don't. And the fact that Vlad wouldn't apologize to Farrakhan because he felt like he wasn't losing any money, I think that was a perfect example in time for black men who got all different, belief systems and worldviews in different camps. Because, like, I don't care why my son and Tamika Mallory and Lord Jamar and all these entertainers fell out with Vlad. Their shit was personal. It had nothing to do with, like, and I think that if it was somebody outside of the minister, it probably wouldn't have happened to a lot of people. But it was an opportunity for black men to stick together and be consistent and say, like, no, this dude is not good for the culture. And he perpetuates a lot of negativity and wrong things from outside the culture, and he shouldn't be here. And I think that would have been amazing for Kevin Samuels to say, nah, we're not going to go here and sit on his couch. And that's just my take on that. I thought that was lame the way he did that. Like you coming out hard to get rid of Fresh and Fit. Now, if they got to go, they got to go. But it can happen organically. Like, they lost allegedly 60,000 subscribers after their first video, which, okay, if that happened naturally, let it happen that way. I don't think that's the same thing as saying Vlad is in the culture, he's trash. He's done things that we don't like collectively. Let's stand united and not support his content. Because the arrogance and the audacity of him to say the reason why he didn't, shout out to blakjesus, that's me, the reason why he did not apologize for lying on the minister, right? He used his huge ass platform that O'Shea was talking about, so big and so great, to lie on what Minister Farrakhan said, right? And he would not go on that same platform and apologize. Again, Tamika Mallory, their beef was personal, was a friend of theirs that he was going on doing interviews and saying stuff when that person was on parole, and he aired stuff that he shouldn't have aired, right? But again, that's personal issues. We all, Lord Jamar, Voice to 5'9", those were personal reasons why they stopped banging with him. What's his name? Noriega. All of that was personal. But yet and still, we all can come and agree and say that. But that was just my take on that, though. I didn't like that. And just back real quick to the Ab and Preach thing. I didn't have a problem with their critiques of what he said. It was a good... that debate is a debate. Like, that's one thing too I noticed in the manosphere. There's a lot of dick policing and whatnot, and there's a lot of, like, it ain't tricking if you got it, and it's not, and it's confusing to these young men. I gotta see it because on one hand, I remember O'Shea and Obsidian admitting, like, yeah, we trick, we pay for it. O'Shea jokes all the time about using the donations and them super chats to go in Africa and trick, right? Obsidian has no problem admitting he pays for it, right? But it's like, y'all, like, why is this an argument? Like, if y'all do what you gotta do, there are some dudes that don't have to trick, don't have to spend, and they just get this, and they get the same vagina y'all getting, y'all paying for it. And instead of it being like a back and forth or a pissing contest, do what you do, and that's it, right? And I know it seemed like Obsidian was triggered that one time because he did a video saying, if you go this route or you do it this way, you're gonna end up with a woman like Stacey Abrams. I'm like, no, that's not the case, because there's a bunch of dudes who got fine ass women, and these niggas don't got nothing to offer, as we will say on YouTube, they dusty. That internalized racism we've engaged in, talking about each other. But they blowing some chicks back out, driving her car every morning, and he ain't got shit. And the chick is attractive. Like, let's not act like that does not exist either, right? You have to pay for it, fine, that's cool. But I'm not gonna knock a dude who don't have to. Again, y'all all competing for the same box, literally. But there's a good debate in that situation. But I'll tell you the story, right? I wanted to make this video short, 15 minutes, but I remember this old white dude at the gym. Older white, I thought he was cool as hell, probably like a grandfather, married, whatever. And then one day this man started ranting, like he started tripping, like just going off. Been divorced 3 times, he reveals. And then one day he talked about how, like, his first wife was like, I went to the military, got married young because I didn't want to be alone. That was only 6 months, whatever, boom, it was done. Most of these young dudes who get married when they go to the military is because they're lonely, think they're gonna die, and want somebody to get those benefits. That's standard, like that happens a lot. Second marriage was like, he married her for a few years, whatever. She calls him out of the blue one day talking about, yo, remember you worked at such and such company? Yeah, he's like, I don't know, maybe. She was like, yeah, then you have a pension there? He looks it up, calls his lawyer, finds out, like, boom, it was like 50 G's in the pension. She got more than half, and he had to pay the legal fees for both of them to get the paperwork done. So then one day he was dating this woman. He looked like he's in his late 60s. She looked like she could have been in her 40s. He was like one day just ranting like, yo, it's cheaper for me to buy an escort. And he didn't say about sex. He was talking about just for going out to dinner and going to functions and business things. He's like, by the time I take out this woman and her kids and we go out to dinner, I done spent like $200-300. He's like, I can get a younger childless escort for the night to take to my functions for $170. So for him, it's cheaper to buy the woman's attention than to, I guess, buy the woman's attention. Like for him, it was more convenient to not have to do all that and bring these kids and do all that stuff. So I understood the arguments being made online from some men that say for a lot of professional men, for quote unquote high value dudes, it's just cheaper to go that route. So I'm not knocking that. That's not me. That ain't got shit to do with me. But some dudes feel differently. They feel like they gotta do all these mental gymnastics and use swag and game to get those same women, or that I guess that single mother with a couple kids or whatever. Anyways, that's just my take on that though. Like, I just again, there's way too much dick policing in the manosphere, caring about what other people do, whether you compare about if it's dudes dating single mothers. I got a couple of videos coming on that topic too, yo. Like all last month, Boyce was simping like a mug for that topic. I got a rant to go in on that topic my damn self, even though that topic didn't get me in trouble, but people in real life that I know used that video to like dry snitch and hate. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I don't have a problem with Ab and Preach critiquing the Fresh and Fit. I think the Fresh and Fit bit off way too much, had too much success. They weren't humble. They were too arrogant and cocky. And when you like that, your shit can easily fall down. Your foundation wasn't strong enough. Me too, just me alone. I'm not about to sit and watch a bunch of toxicity and a bunch of yelling and screaming. Like, that shit takes a toll on you mentally. Like, you can't just continuously listen to that shit without it affect. Like, I stopped listening to Tommy years ago because I'm like, all right, how many times can you listen to this shit? Like at some point you gotta be like, where's the solutions? What's better? What can we do to move forward? And I just can't. Like, I can't just sit there and just absorb all that stuff over and over again. Like, it's not good for you. So the yelling and screaming, all that stuff, like, that's just like, nah. And especially when I heard, because in the one video, Fresh goes, we do this to women too, men and women. I'm like, no, you don't. Your ass is not going to yell at no dude in his face like that. And that's the problem with a lot of these YouTubers, even the Black Authority and all the other people. They talk reckless on these lines, but they would not speak these ways in people's faces. Like, I know they wouldn't. Like, none of them would talk to me like that in person. I don't like that. Like, again, some of that's entertainment and it's shock value and all that stuff, and it's good for the show, but we can't be doing that in real life. Like, this is not gonna happen. But that's it. Tell me what you think. I got a couple conversations. I gotta address the lead attorney's video he did with Jen. I got a lot to say about that because I actually tried to get with Jen Paul, not that way, but like link up with her, do videos and stuff like that prior to her coming to the nigga YouTube. And I got a take on that. My overall theme, you'll hear it when you see that video. Definitely got to address Boyce Watkins and his single mom and simping and all that nonsense. That's crazy. And then the hypocrisy of Fresh, apparently, Fit getting the single mom pregnant. I think that the whole leave single mother alone thing in the black community is all cap. I don't think black men have the discipline to not do that. Like, I think that's a lot of cap with us in that topic. But I'm gonna address that again later on, or hopefully sooner or later. It's how this shit to be doing videos right now. But yeah, tell me what y'all think. I want to go live and do the single mom thing, but my channel is not big enough to do that yet. But I want to go live and address, because there's a lot to unpack in that shit. But yeah, that's it. And it's gonna be a bunch of dead silence because it took me forever to click the video off.